Hey guys, what is up? It is Michaela back again from Invisible Reads. So today I am here to do the top 5 Wednesday for today, and that is top 5 children's books. Top 5 books you loved as a kid, or top 5 books that you read older but still loved, and they're technically children's books. So let's just get into it. All of these I did read as a child. This might not necessarily be my top 5 because mostly when I was a kid I read at the library, at my school's library, which I've talked about a little bit. I talked about in my BookTube newbie tag. But yeah, I don't own all the books I read as a kid because most of them were from the library, but the ones that I really loved, my parents bought me. Just a disclaimer. So the first one I have here is Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and this was actually the whole Little House on the Prairie series. I have them all back there. You probably can't see them, but these were my favorite when I was a kid. I have always been a huge history nerd, and I thought this was the coolest thing ever, getting to basically see the settling of the land. I just thought that was so cool. And from the perspective of a kid was even more interesting to me because, of course, I was a kid. I loved these. I love these so much. I still think about them sometimes and I'm like, wow, those were great books. The next one I have is kind of obvious because everybody read this as a kid and everybody loved this as a kid, but that is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan and the whole Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I read this probably in like fifth or sixth grade. That was when I was starting to get into mythology and we were starting to learn about all the different ancient civilizations and all that. So I loved it. I loved it so much, and getting to learn about all of them in a modern setting was really cool because obviously I was a kid. I didn't know too much about, Greek myth and everything. So it was cool getting to see a preview kind of what the gods were like. He wasn't talking down to us at all. Like, he was just telling a story. And I thought that was really cool. The next book I have to talk about is also a series. I'm realizing that I read series a lot as a child, which is weird because I don't do that anymore. But that is the series of Unfortunate Events. I have the second one right here. But this whole series. I think most people read this as a kid, and I think most people can understand why I love them so much, but they were just so dark. Again, I think it's something about the author like not toning it down at all for kids and not talking down to the kids, because like these were really dark. Like really dark. Like they were literally trying to murder children for 13 books. And there were multiple murders that took place during the course of this series. They literally murdered people. And like, it wasn't masked as something else. It was literally like, no, Count Olaf killed people to try to get their money. The next two I have are actually by the same author, but I didn't really know that until I was older, and I was like, oh my god, these were by the same person. So one of them was read to me when I was really, really young, probably like kindergarten or earlier. And the other one we read as a class in 3rd grade. Let's start with the one that was read to me. This one I think I also mentioned in my BookTube newbie tag, but it is called The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo. I loved this book. This was like my favorite book to have read to me as a kid. My mom probably read this probably like 20 times, honestly, because I wanted nothing else. But for those of you that don't know, because I don't know how popular this book is, it's basically about this little girl's china doll that's a rabbit, and he gets lost one day, and it's about his journey trying to get back to her. And it takes a long time from what I recall. I haven't read this in like years, but it's still probably one of the books I hold closest to my heart. If anyone has kids or like nieces or nephews or a kid in their life that they want to get into reading pretty young, I definitely recommend reading this to them because I just thought this was the coolest thing in the whole world when I was young. And then the last book I have, and the one that is also by Kate DiCamillo, is The Tale of Despereaux. This was actually made into a movie when I was probably in like 4th grade, and I think that means it's pretty popular, but I don't know. For those of you that don't know, this is a book about a mouse that lives in a castle where the queen has died and soup is involved, and it's just like, it's a really strange book, but it's a really awesome book as well. And yeah, it's a kingdom obsessed with soup and a little mouse trying to be a hero. It's just as awesome as it sounds, actually. The movie I do not recommend, though. The movie really I did not like as a kid, so I don't know what I would say about the comparison now, but even then I didn't like book to movie adaptations, apparently. Okay, so that is it for my Top 5 Wednesday. Obviously, I will leave the link to the Goodreads group down below if you would like to start this yourself. I know this is a pretty short video, but I posted a very, very long video on Monday with Taylor, so I figured a short video was probably needed. So yeah, let me know what your top 5 favorite children's books were down below. I would love to know. I also wanted to say that I do have another video with Taylor that we filmed. That's probably not going to be up for a couple of weeks just because I have some other things planned, but it's coming. It will be on, I promise. And I'm the one being tested, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I will see you later. Goodbye.